Hello, beautiful, curious, and creatives. Welcome back to my channel. As the end of January, New Year's, I wanted to do a little bit of a share with you of or some of the things that I've been working on in the last couple of weeks. January seemed to have just flown by, but it was a busy month here in my studio. So I just wanted to show you a couple of those things. So that's what I have here. I also completed a journal in an afternoon pretty much, which I did a video of the flip through just prior to, posted it just prior to this one. And I worked on another journal plus these things plus another small journal that I'm still working on. It's not completed, so I'll share it when it is. So let me just show you. These aren't like major things, but they were a little bit time consuming and a lot of fun to make. These are paper clips that I worked on, decorated paper clips with like a little bit of a pocket here. God, I hope I'm in frame because I am. Yeah. Okay. And so these are actually index cards folded in three, glued with the paper clip in the back, stenciled on rather, glued, and then embellished. And so this is not all I made because I've used a couple of each, but just so you can take a look at them. And some are a little more embellished than others. Sometimes I feel that less is better, but more is more, no matter how you slice it. So here they are. And I'm very happy with the way they came out. So I wanted to share that. These are very small. So that's that. Then there are these others that are a little bigger and the same concept. So it's got a little pocket to the side where you can stuff it with some goodies. And these I decorated with cardstock in the back, as opposed to it being a folded piece of paper. With the original paper in the back, I added backing to these. So this one is top loading, right? This one is side loading. And I really love how these came out. I enjoy collaging a lot. So that takes me a little bit. I try to work as intuitively as I possibly can. That seems to be my flow. But sometimes I do get stuck and, you know, I have to think about something for a minute or two. But these were so fun to make. So fun to make. The smaller ones that I showed you before, it was like an assembly line. I laid out all my stuff and then more little things, and then I just kind of placed things, and then I got to gluing all of them. But these I worked on, the larger ones I worked on individually. And then there are these two massive ones. I wanted to go a little bigger. And so I made these. So a lot of this is original vintage ephemera, as you can see. The lace, some of it is not. I'll give you this one as an example. This is not. And I want to say that this is not, but this is. And this has, you know, some goodies inside, as do the other ones. So that's that. Oh, excuse me. I'll move that to the side and hope there's no catastrophe happening on the side here. Let me share these with you now. These I had seen in the journal that I shared before, had one of these in a pocket. I had seen Amy from Crafty Cat make these. and or something similar to this, and this is my spin on what I saw. So this is a book page covered for journaling space. This is a book page covered for journaling space, and this is a book page, and I covered both sides for journaling space. Then I glued here and here and here and onto the next page, and similarly with the last page. And then I left in between open to use as a pocket. And then I embellished. So just a couple of little pieces of ephemera. Right? And I covered the typed area of the book page, so that could be a journaling spot. And then I just decorated the cover. So the same with this, and I think I still need to put something in the pocket here. Yeah, I do. So this is just decorated. Same principle. And then it has a vintage button here with some little fuzzy threads. The same with this one. The pockets are still empty, but decorated on the same. And this one is, okay, so this one's a little different because I put something on the top page. So this is like a little, see this little cardboard. This is not the original top page. I just kind of put like a little cover on that. So this is one book page, the pocket with some goodies, another book page, the pocket with some goodies, and then the last book page and the decorated cover. This, I try to get a little more creative, or my flow was a little more creative with this one, where I attached the little string closure with a little charm there, but none the same. Goodies in the pocket, journaling space. This is a homemade stamped little piece of paper for journaling space, decorated and decorated. And there's the cover. This is the same. I'm just gonna, well, can I open it? Yeah. Okay. So the decorated cover, inside the pocket, journaling space, the last bit of journaling space. It's a tag that serves as a tuck on the back. Decorate it. Okay, I'm going to share this one first. And this is probably, these are probably my two favorite ones. So these are larger pages, as you can see, right? I'll show you the last page. So it's a piece of music sheet. And then I'll go backwards. So the pocket with some stuff. And then this is a page from an Ideals magazine. I love Ideals paper because they're just so vintage and they're beautiful and have beautiful images and beautiful poems, and they're just gorgeous. And so this is the pocket, and then this is the front, but then I glued on almost as like a binding a piece of paper from a vintage, I believe this was a vintage German Bible. I don't speak German, so I'm not sure, but this is what I was told. And then decorated that part of it, put the tab and put the dangle on it. And then just to kind of like hold it in place, I did like a little band with the same bit of string to hold everything in place. Oh, I'm being so lazy. I'm not even gonna put it back, but you get the idea. Okay, and this one is a little more embellished, and the band, the closure is a little sturdier because I laid napkin and Mod Podge and just to kind of give it a little more, you know, to make it a little tougher. So it's not as delicate as this one. So, and the same principle. So I did a cover, so to speak, decorated it. And here is the first page, which is coffee dyed paper, just as this. Then the second one is a page from an Ideals magazine. It's got the pocket in between with some stuff. This is a homemade tag. Just like these two are. This is part of what I made this week as well. With a little tab here. A music page. And then the back, it's got one of my embellished paper clips, and this was very assembly line like to make. Literally laid them all out, also put the little pieces of paper, the little tickets, whatever it was, the piece of lace or crochet piece and buttons, whatever I used, and then just put it all together. And this is one of those envelope flips that I love. I think I'm obsessed with these things. And they are a bit of work, because if you collage different spots, you know, to cover the window just right, you need to do a little measuring, and it's not as intuitive because you do have to think about it a little bit, and, you know, like I said, measure and cut just right, but it is so satisfying to me. And so I used also a little bit of a little bit of homemade for vintage tape, and this is just some stamping and collaging that I did up there. And in the window I put the card. I was talking about something else when I took it off, but a little vintage inspired card in the window. And I believe I replaced the plastic in this one. This is not the original plastic the envelope came with. So these are smaller paper clips or smaller embellishments. They're large paper clips, but they're smaller embellishments. And I've used a couple of these, and these are also very satisfying. Just a piece of, you know, leftover coffee dyed paper, collaged with a little lace or crochet or whatever it is that, you know, bits that I had on my table. Made a hole in that, made it a little dangle, a little button on this one, some stamping stuff that I had previously made, I had on hand, and a little bit from an ephemera pack. I believe this is from Tim Holtz. And this may be too. I just ripped the card and made it smaller. And so that's what this was. Very satisfying, very quick. They're gorgeous, and I have them handy for whenever I want to use them. And so the last thing I'm going to share is this stack of envelopes or envelope flips or whatever they ended up being. I collaged the inside. Well, okay, let's just say this one. This is original ephemera from 1907. I also used it to cover the inside. This is what I'm talking about. If you keep the same, you know, it's a little bit of thinking, but so worth it because I love it. And so the back of the envelope, also original ephemera. And this is just coffee dyed paper. You know what this is? I clearly do not. Washi tape. And then we just put it over a page in a journal, right? So that's this. So this is some of my own stamping and, you know, whatever, having fun. I replaced the acetate on this. This is vintage music paper, cardstock, coffee dyed paper stitched. And this will also go over a journal page. So it'll have front and back. Original vintage ephemera, ledger paper, outside, inside. Tuck I replaced with this piece of acetate, and the back is also still, you can see pencil and marker, and so beautiful. And coffee dye paper. The same thing here, but this has a little mix of different things. Vintage book page, music paper, my own painting paper, vintage ledger. The back is blank, and this will also go on a journal page. Similar here, but this is scrapbook paper, or card, yeah, scrapbook paper, it's not cardstock. Vintage music page, book page, ledger. The back is blank. Coffee dye paper stitched, and it'll slide on top of a journal. So, journal page. And this one is a little massive because I honestly, as much as I can appreciate smaller things like this, I enjoy working on a bigger canvas. And so the same with the paper clips when I went and made the two that were a little more massive. This is some printing and stamping that I did. Washi tape, more printing and stamping. Original vintage ledger paper. Cardstock. Coffee dye paper, stitched. And this will go in a journal. So you're wondering if there can be a journal that's that big, and so I'm just going to give you a peek at this one, because this is probably where this will go. I also worked on this month, and I will share this with you in an upcoming video. Okay, so that was it. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you were inspired to maybe make something like this, or just enjoyed looking at what I made this month. Thank you so much for being here. I will come back to do a share of the journal that I just showed you in an upcoming video, and I hope that you are here with me again next time. Bye-bye.